I'm not a natural sort of person to be writing a book about Muslims in the West. I mean, I'm not interested in Islam. I'm not a defender of Islam. I don't really believe in multiculturalism and things like that. I believe in a universal Western culture and that sort of thing. But it came to be very alarming, particularly after the massacre in Norway by Anders Behring Breivik last year, to realize that a set of ideas about immigrants from Muslim backgrounds had come to permeate people's beliefs, including the beliefs of a lot of otherwise reasonable, ordinary people, and had eventually led to mass murder and so on. But it also led to a type of intolerance that we have seen earlier directed toward Jews and Catholics when they were the latest immigrants. And I realized exactly the same beliefs were being held about Muslims that a generation or two ago we believed about Jews and Catholics, and that these immigrants, if you look closely at what's happening, past the extremism and so on, are going through the same integration process that those earlier waves did. But a simple laying out of the facts about how well they're doing, about how well they've adopted Western beliefs and so on, I thought was necessary to put there. So it's not an advocacy book. It's not promoting Islam. I'm not a religious person, and I don't particularly like religion. It's a sober analysis of whether this wave of immigrants is a threat or is following the usual patterns of integration that religious minorities from poor backgrounds have in the past. Most of these people are having a difficult time getting their start in the West, getting their children educated. They're going through the sort of things that immigrants do. And as I said, you have two things threatening them. You have the Islamic extremists, you have the people who believe these Muslim tide theories, who believe that Muslims are not following a religion so much as an ideology of conquest, which is exactly what was said about Catholics and Jews in the past. And what unites these two things is they are both groups of people who believe in a clash of civilizations, who believe there's one thing called the Muslim and one thing called the Westerner, and that they are completely separate things that could never converge. There are two groups of people who do not believe in universal values. The Bruce Bowers and Mark Steins and Anders Breiviks and so on believe that there's these separate East and West. The Osama bin Ladens and so on, the Islamic extremists believe this too. And they're almost converging on your basic Muslim family as a threat from both directions. So essentially we need to put aside the myths that there is a separate Muslim and Westerner in the world, and understand that we're repeating something that's happened before historically on a smaller level and in many ways a milder way, and to calm down about this and to understand that these people need help. They do not need victimization.